Hello and welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. On today's show, we will chat with Janet Little from the Quincy Farmers Market. They're preparing to open for their 40th season in a brand new location later on this week. First, though, we do check the news for you. It is back to work tonight for the Quincy City Council as officials debate a proposal from Mayor Thomas Koch to borrow $475 million to pay off the city's pension obligations. Councilors delayed taking any action on next year's proposed city budget until they make a decision about that pension bond first. City Council President Nina Liang is still unsure about that proposal.
Investment that we're taking on, it's $500 million that we're looking at. And so that makes me incredibly nervous. Even if it was $500,000, I would be nervous about, moving forward to something like that. And so, I haven't, to be very honest with you, I haven't landed on a place on it yet, but I will say that, coming into it, I always come and approach these kinds of things with a lot of anxiety around bonding out such a large amount of money.
Mayor Thomas Koch says that borrowing the money now at historically low interest rates will save the city millions of dollars in the future. The proposed budget for the next fiscal year is based on passage of the pension bond. The mayor says that he would have to add at least $14 million to the budget if the pension bond fails. Also tonight, the City Council will consider a plan by the mayor to use $9 million from the Community Preservation Fund to purchase the Adams Academy building and two adjacent vacant properties on Adams Street in Quincy Center. Mayor wants to create a presidential library at those vacant sites to display a collection he says was left to the city by President John Adams. The volumes are currently at the Boston Public Library. The mayor told me that so far, Boston's not willing to release them.
And we're trying to figure out going forward what the best strategy is. I never thought this would be easy. I never thought they'd just turn them over. In fact, I thought Marty Walsh at one point would call me and say, hey, give me the books if you give me the bridge, one of those deals. But that never occurred, and I don't think I would have been entertained in any way. But I think it'll play out over time, and I do think we have the high moral ground on this issue, so we'll continue to pursue it.
Now, the move to take the Adams Academy by eminent domain was prompted by the Woodward School for Girls' threat to sell that building and a legal dispute about ownership of the property. Mannett Community Health Center of Quincy is expanding into Attleboro. CEO Cynthia Sierra says that Mannett will open a new clinic in Attleboro later this summer. Sierra says their recent virtual June Bloom fundraiser took in over $101,000 to help open that new clinic. The fundraiser featured videos from Mannett patients about the positive impact the health center has had on their lives. Sierra says the funds from June Bloom will also help support their COVID-19 pop-up vaccination clinics. A clinic is planned for this Wednesday at the Southwest Community Food Pantry in West Quincy and on June 26th at the Bethany Congregational Church in Quincy Center. Vaccinations will also be given at Mannett's Washington Street location in Quincy Points every Wednesday this month. Quincy Asian Resources will be providing mental health counseling services to clients who've been adversely impacted by the pandemic. The agency has announced a new partnership with the nonprofit Walker Therapeutic and Educational Program in Needham to provide counseling and also to train Quarry's staff on identifying mental health issues. Quarry recently handed out whistles to people in a campaign called Whistle Against Asian American Violence, because they say racist acts toward Asian Americans have skyrocketed due to the pandemic. Now, Quarry's CEO, Philip Chong, says studies have shown Asian Americans are less likely to seek mental health help as compared to other racial groups. Mental health services will also be offered to Quincy Public School students. Coming up, Janet Little with news about the Quincy Farmers Markets. That's next.
The COVID-19 vaccine doesn't contain the virus, so you can't get COVID from the shot. You may experience things like muscle aches, fever, or tiredness, but these are most likely signs that your body is building immunity to protect against the virus. Learn more.
got a new house.
I think I finally found a place that I call home.
Whoa, how is he so good at interviewing?
He took QATV's interviewing course, of course.
I certainly did. I learned how to prepare an interview, the do's and don'ts of interviewing, and the best questions to ask to make an impact on viewers. And now, I know how to conduct a good interview with anyone. To register for a session, email Carol Themin at cthemin@qatv.org or call 617-376-1440.
I believe that anybody can turn their life around. They just gotta wanna, and they gotta have some belief.
I hear someone go, "Didn't it come from you guys?"
Strangers cough at me.
Move away from me.
Someone spit towards my direction. All the stereotypes that we've worked so hard to break are just going to be reversed. And I won't let that happen.
We all have to play our part.
I donate my plasma.
I've been making masks.
We deserve respect as much as everybody else.
I'm a firefighter, not a virus.
I'm a mask maker, not a virus.
I'm a nurse.
I'm a delivery woman, chef, a neighbor, artist.
Bus driver.
I'm a doctor.
Fight the virus. Fight the virus.
So we're really pleased to welcome to the program our first live in-studio guest for Currently in Quincy for 2021. Janet Little of the Quincy Farmers Market is here to tell us all about some big changes for the 40th anniversary this year for the Quincy Farmers Market. Janet, welcome to our studio. Welcome to Currently in Quincy.
Well, it's my pleasure to be here.
It's great to have you.
Be in person, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah, we're looking forward to doing a lot more of this for in person again now that the pandemic is starting to wane, thankfully.
Yes.
It had a big impact on the farmers market last year. It hit, kind of the end of March. The market was planning to open in June 2020, but you pivoted, as they say.
Well, we actually did open in March in a drive-through where people pre-ordered.
Yeah, so do tell us how you coped.
And then And then we went through the summer, and eventually we did open the market to a walkthrough because the North Quincy High School ROTC, Air Force ROTC kids volunteered to help us because there was a lot of setup with putting up a fence around the market, and we had we put some art barriers up so that it would, have some nice look to it, instead of just in the parking lot. And attendance was down, but we did supply a lot of food to families that were in need through SNAP.
Okay.
And a lot of the patrons did come and support the farmers, and some of them actually ordered takeout with Mercado as well. So, we made it through the market. We made it through the year, which is what counts.
Yeah, it was up at Patrick Field, right? Again,
it was
last year. New location that we're going to talk about this year. But for 2020, what did the vendors tell you? How did they get through the pandemic?
Well, everybody's sales were down.
Yeah.
That's just a kind of a given. And some markets were better than others. And, Quincy was not one of their better markets, where in the past it had been. So.
Okay, so we're looking forward to a whole new beginning for this year in a new location, Kilroy Square, which for folks who don't know is right outside the new 15-story apartment building across from the Quincy District Courthouse, right?
That's right, yeah. And you come right in. It's a beautiful location.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a beautiful plaza.
So tell us a little bit about how that decision was made to move from Patrick Field, because you're kind of coming back to where you used to be, really.
Yes, that's right. It was always the plan to return to the parking lot,
right?
which is no longer a parking lot.
It's no longer there anymore.
Well, the chamber called us up, and they asked if we wanted to make the move, and so we've been working together. Chris Walker from the mayor's office joined the Zoom and said, we're behind the move with you guys, and so here we go.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So 40th anniversary, new location, a whole new look, really, to the location, right? That didn't exist before, and hopefully a new market clientele as well.
Yeah, well, that is one of the things. The market's going to look very different because, you know, last year many of the vendors didn't participate. There were only really 4 or 5 that participated. So Stillman's is returning, and we have several new farms, actually. The Charles River Farm is coming, and they're in Franklin, Mass.
Okay.
They'll be coming with potted plants and vegetable flats, and they have a selection of vegetables, but they also do mushrooms.
Oh, okay.
So that's a nice addition to the market.
Nice.
And we have an Oriental Farm joining us in July. They're in East Bridgewater.
Huh.
They're doing Asian vegetables, and I'm looking forward, as we were talking earlier, about experimenting with some of the Asian vegetables and, you know, putting a little American twist to it, I guess, or some other cuisine twist, integrating, amalgamating some of the cuisines. So I'm looking forward to that. And then we also have Stony Creek. Erin Babbitt, she raises grass-fed beef, and she also brings chicken from another farm, but it's you know, free-range chicken.
Okay.
And of course, Laurie from Golden Rule Honey is returning.
Okay.
She'll be there with her honey, and that's the best honey in the world.
Okay. It must be, because you said so, so there you go.
Well, anyone who tastes it will tell you that's true. And once you taste it, you can't buy any other honey.
Okay, well, there you go.
And it's, you know, it's a little pricey, but people still pay the price for it because it's worth every cent. Well, she's actually the co-author of Beekeeping for Dummies. Oh. And she works with the University of Arizona for the colony collapse syndrome.
Oh, all right.
Something like that. I'm not quite sure.
Okay, so she knows more about the anatomy.
Yeah, you know, no antibiotics, and you know, really, if you test her honey, the free radicals almost don't exist in it. I mean, it's really the real thing.
And that really is the point of a farmer's market, isn't it? Is you get to actually talk to the producers, to the growers, to the families behind these products.
That's right.
So you really know, I mean, talk about, you know, farm to table. Yeah. This is literally farm to your table.
All of the farmers that I just mentioned family farms, and a member of the family is at the farmers market. So, you know, you can talk to them about any product that they have, and they'll tell you how it was raised, and, you know, if they put any chemicals on it, but I mean, they don't typically do that. They do spray some of the fruits because they have to, actually. If they don't, people wouldn't buy them. Apples would get marks on them. And they're perfectly good to eat, but they don't look right.
Yep, and they can also tell you how to suggest, at least, how to use them, right? How to cook with them, prepare them, eat them, what they pair with. You know, you can really sit and have a conversation.
Yep. And you can ask me, I'll tell you.
Right. Yes. How many vendors in total do you know right now?
You know what? I don't even know the number, but we have a couple of home beauty people coming. Okay. Wash Naturals is her name. She does soaps and beauty products, and she's a Quincy girl. And we have a woman, Chantel, which is Moss by Sea, and she is passionate about her product. Apparently, sea moss contains 92 of the essential 102 elements that the body needs, and she makes a product with it, flavors it with mango or strawberry or different things, and you take a tablespoon, you put it in your smoothie, you can make a salad dressing with it. I mean, all these little different things you can do with that product.
So a variety of things then, not just what you would think of as a traditional farmer's market with fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, well, we've always in the past had beauty care.
Yes.
You know, so that's
not so new then.
That's not so new, But this is really an original product.
Okay.
There's a sea mosses. I've never seen that in farmers markets, although we had another person call us about it, and that didn't work out. But so I guess there are some other people doing it as well.
Now it's still on Fridays, right?
It is.
The market?
But we also have Côte de Fleur.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and this is a Quincy woman, Beverly Coates, who grows flowers in her yard.
Yeah.
And she also grows them in Brockton, a family plot in Brockton. And she's coming with cut flowers.
Oh, all right. Okay,
So,
that's nice.
Yeah, that is really
Yeah.
nice. People love that at markets, to go and pick a beautiful bouquet of.
Yeah, I think you're right. And now with a whole new residential district really surrounding the market,
yeah.
I'm sure you're hoping to get a whole new clientele, right?
Yeah, hopefully, don't, hold me to it, but I've heard there's 5,000 residents in the downtown area.
Yeah.
And, a lot of them are working at home now because of the offices being closed and technology being such a large, industry.
Mm-hmm.
Many of them are still staying remote at home.
Sure.
So hopefully they'll come down and support the market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the hours, Janet, for the market?
It's going to open at 12, which is a half an hour later.
Okay.
So it's 12 o'clock, so don't come down at 11:30.
Okay. All right, you'll still be setting up.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
right. And the market will close at 5. That's the same time.
Noon to 5 on Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. June 18th is a little earlier this year, right?
It's a week earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, a week earlier. And the market is going to run through October.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
it's a 20-week season.
okay. So is that a little sooner than it used to close?
Yes, we closed early last year by request.
Well, right. Yeah.
And I suppose if it's successful and people want it to go on, we can extend it another 3 weeks. That's
Okay.
not a problem.
All right. So not set in stone,
Yeah.
depending on how things go, right?
Yeah.
Now I know you used to have at times some live entertainment, some children's book readings, things like that. Is that still kind of planned?
The library has been in contact with us. Nothing's been solidified
Okay.
yet. But I don't think it's going to be story hour.
Okay.
Although
Okay.
I could be wrong.
All right.
It's still in the works. We also have some health organizations that want to come to the market. The Manat Health community will be coming.
Oh.
And they'll be doing some vaccination if
Oh, they will?
people want. Yeah, and then
Okay.
information. And we also have a foster care association that wants to come and give out information.
Okay.
And someone from Children's Hospital
Okay.
is going to come and talk about contagious diseases in education. So apparently
right.
they have a big 10-foot teddy bear that when you touch it, you can't see what's on it, but when you touch it, it's on your fingers, so you can see, that
To
could
show
be
you
a
how
disease.
things are transferred. Interesting.
You can't see disease, but it's still there.
But it's
so,
still there. So this is more of a community resource then, too, in some
Yeah,
ways.
we've always done that, though.
Yeah.
I think we've always encouraged nonprofits, to come, or information gathering.
Sure.
For people to come to the market. It's part of the community, and I think it's appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any big celebration planned for the 40th anniversary this year?
Well, we have something in the works, but I can't announce it because it's not solidified. So
Okay.
when I know, we'll let you know.
Okay.
We're tentatively thinking of doing something the second week in August, which is usually declared Farmers Market Week.
Oh, okay.
So, we're going to do a big celebration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, during the pandemic in 2020, a lot of folks took to online for a lot of resources and a lot of entertainment, including yourself, the Quincy Queen of Cuisine.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about your online cooking demonstrations.
Well, one of the things I like about the market is talking about food,
Yeah.
and where you couldn't really hang out and talk and interact with people so much, we decided to do it with the online cooking show called The Queen of Quincy Cuisine. And what I did every week was we did a video, made something from the market, talked about the product, and we did a couple Zooms. One Zoom, I did a Metz's on the Marsh Zoom.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw it in the Patriot Ledger,
I did
but
not,
there was
no.
a big spread in the Patriot Ledger.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, and we did Greek Metz's.
Okay.
And so I did about a 10-dish spread, and one friend came over and sat on our deck and with a mask.
Socially distanced, right? Yeah.
Right, exactly. And then we also did a sushi Zoom. Try to say that fast. A sushi Zoom.
Uh-huh.
Where a Lala's Harvest. She was a jam vendor.
Yep.
She did sushi, and people joined her, and everyone made sushi together at home.
Fun.
So
Okay.
we're going to be doing some more of those kinds of
I
things.
was just going to ask you if you're going to keep that up. Yeah. Okay.
We're going to keep the Queen of Quincy cuisine up.
Maybe not as often, but
No, every week.
Every
yeah,
week.
No, we're
Okay.
probably going to do it every week because we have a newsletter that goes out. And if
Oh.
anyone's interested in the newsletter, you can sign up for through Constant Contact.
Okay.
But you go to the website, which is quincyfarmersmarket.com, and
Okay.
there's a link that you can subscribe to the Constant Contact
Okay. Oh, super.
website.
Okay, very good. Now, do you need more vendors, Janet? Or is there room for more vendors?
There's room for vendors.
Okay.
We also have a cookie, not a cookie vendor, I shouldn't say that, a Zerbo bakery.
Okay.
And she's a Czechoslovakian woman who does these beautiful artistic, and they also taste very good, which is important. Sometimes they look good, but they don't necessarily taste good.
Right.
And she'll be at the market as well.
Okay.
And I should also mention Ackerman's Maple Syrup is returning.
They're a returning
coming every
customer.
other week.
Okay.
Yeah. And one other thing that we're doing at the market is we're working on setting up a delivery service.
Really?
Yes.
Your own delivery service?
Well, it's through Quincy Eats.
Okay. All right.
Now, I think it's Quincy Eats Now.
Okay.
And for now, we're working with anyone who has a CSA that they can't pick up or for some reason can't get to the market. They can call and he'll deliver it. We hope to expand it and maybe do some shopping for people that, can't make it, or
Sure.
put together some packages. Or
Yeah, I was going to ask you if anything that you learned from the pandemic will continue post-pandemic.
Well, Stillman's and Freitas did do prepackaged orders.
Yes.
And they, Stillman's may continue doing that.
Okay.
If the demand is there.
Okay.
They can't do it itemized itemized shopping, because it just takes too much inventory.
Okay, yeah.
They did do that last year through Mercado, but to do it at every individual farmer's market is just too much inventory
Labor
to
intensive
track.
for them, yeah.
It's just too much to track.
Sure.
But if there's the desire and people want pre-ordered packages, that probably could happen.
Okay. All right.
And we're hoping maybe to build it into the personal shopper, where you can actually shop for someone, and then Quincy Eats Now will deliver it for you.
Okay.
And I'd like to just encourage everyone who, wants to order takeout food from restaurants to use Quincy Eats Now. It's a local company. They work with restaurants in Quincy, and they'll deliver to your home. So
Okay.
stay local
Yeah.
and use Quincy Eats Now.
Have any Quincy Farmers Market vendors been with you for the entire 40 years, Janet?
Stillman's.
Stillman's Farm.
Stillman's Farm.
Wow.
Yep.
That's saying something, because aren't they out in New Braintree?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, which is...
It's an hour and 15-minute
Yeah.
drive, yeah.
That's dedication.
And on a Friday, it's not an easy drive with
Right.
the traffic going out west,
Wow.
on the Pike. Yeah.
Excellent. So quincyfarmersmarket.com, your main website, June 18th, opening day.
Yeah.
Kilroy Square,
Yeah.
right in Quincy Center, not Pageant Field anymore. You're back to your roots.
Yeah. If anyone isn't sure how to get there, because we found a lot of people aren't really aware that they've called the plaza Kilroy Square.
I think you're right, actually. Yeah.
And people that have lived in Quincy, their whole
No,
life,
I
when
think
I
you're
say
right.
that, they,
Yeah.
they go, I don't know where it is.
Right.
But actually, I have right here
Oh.
our QATV form.
Yes.
We're going to do a video, and we're going to walk you to the market from the T station.
That's a great idea.
So you can just see the path, and then hopefully you'll be familiar enough that you can, do the road thing easily.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah. There is a bike, what do they call them? Bike stands, I guess, at the market. So
Oh,
if you want to drive
bike
your
rack?
bike rack,
Okay.
that's it. You can drive your bike and park it.
Good.
And of course, the parking lot is right there, and it's $1 an hour for
Yeah.
up to 6 hours.
Yep, so it's pretty affordable too. Kilroy, by the way, the World War II inspector at the Quincy Shipyard, right? Kilroy was here, is where
Yes,
that
yeah,
comes
and
from.
That,
Yeah.
And that's a theme that's going to continue, I hope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Sure.
Thanks so much, Janet. Great to have you.
Oh, my pleasure. It's nice to see you, Joe.
It's nice to see you in person,
Yeah.
and we'll do it again. Thanks again.
Yep.
Stay tuned. Back with more currently in Quincy in just a moment. Thank you to Janet Little for joining us today. Thank you to our crew. Thank you for watching. Friday at 11:30, we'll welcome the car doctor, John Paul, to the program. Reminder, please visit our website, qatv.org, anytime. You'll find our latest programs there, along with news and information, video on demand, live streaming, and a whole lot more. For all of us here at Quincy Access Television, I'm Joe Catalano. Please stay safe